About 20 kilometers from Thiruvananthapuram lies the heritage weaving hub of Balaramapuram. This is the place where the GI tagged gossamer-thin handlooms etched with gold comes from. Balaramapuram got its name from Maharaja Balaramavarma, who resettled 7 weaving families from Tamil Nadu in erstwhile Travancore during his reign. The Maharaja's Dalava or Prime Minister Ummini Thambi settled them in Shalyar or Weaver Street. 3 decades ago, pith looms were common in shops lining Shalyar Street, but the looms have now disappeared into the interiors of villages at Balaramapuram. Now only the shops selling handlooms line the Shalyar Street. As a result of 2 lockdowns, the handloom industry here is hanging by a thread. Its lifeline are weavers like 69-year-old Rajendran and his son Abhilash Rajendran, who are determined to keep their weaving heritage ticking. More than 40 weavers are busy at Rajendran's weaving centre, Sri Nandanam Handloom at Payatuvilla, one of the many small villages around Balaramapuram. Heir to a more than 75-year-old legacy, Rajendran's is one of the few places in this area that is weaving with the real gold-covered cassava this year. In dark, dusty sheds on the trademark pith looms of Balaramapuram, the weavers, both men and women, are hard at work. They weave fine unbleached cotton cloth with gold borders, transforming them into beautiful dhothis, traditional Kerala set mundu and Kerala sarees. The labor-intensive weaving of cream and gold cassava or cream and coloured borders known as kara goes through several processes over many weeks before it reaches retail stores. The cotton yarn, mostly bought from Rajapalayam or Madurai in Tamil Nadu, is washed and hand-spun into cotton thread on charkas. Then they are separated into spools to be used for the warp and weft for weaving. The threads are then soaked in hot water and kannivellam, which is the water in which rice has been boiled. The spools are stretched out lengthwise on frames and starched with a paste made of rice powder, coconut oil, and eggs among other ingredients. Done early in the morning, the painstaking manual process of starching, removing the fluff, and ensuring each thread is neatly starched is done by skilled men and women. The starched threads are then spun again on the rata on massive horizontal spinning wheels that is about 4 to 5 feet tall. This wooden wheel is used to join the yarns and also segregate them into bundles ready to be set into the loom as the warp. Once the warp is set, the weaving begins. The weavers here still use the age-old throw shuttle pith looms, where the weavers sit inside a pit dug in the ground and the loom is set on level with the ground. Each pith loom is an assembly of wooden shafts with their end wheels connected to hundreds of fragile threads and needles that form the complex system that can weave fabric out of yarns. The weaving starts from the pallu edge, which is usually the most labor and material intensive part of the saree that requires attention to detail. As the weaving progresses, the finished fabric is rolled around a wooden shaft that is kept under the loom. The weaver, who has to use her hands and feet to weave, leans against one of the walls of the pit during the weaving. One Kerala saree takes 8 to 10 hours of work a day, spread over a period of 5 to 6 days. The motifs usually used are from local lore, flora and fauna like peacocks, mangoes, paisleys, leaves, and geometric designs like polka dots, lines, and checks.
What we are seeing now is the original cassava. This is thread that's been silver plated and then gold plated. And this comes all the way from Surat. This year, Rajendran K, who is 62, he learnt weaving at the age of 14 and he has been weaving for more than, more than 50 years. Weaving has been going on in this house. And they are weaving the first rate cassava, as it is called. And this is very expensive. This is the kavani that he is weaving. It is the upper garment of the traditional mundu neryada, the neryada that is. What Binikumar is weaving is a designer saree for one of the leading designer stores in Thiruvananthapuram. So they are saying that this year not many people are weaving the original cassava because it's extremely expensive and sales have not been very good. We're looking forward to the marriage season to have some kind of sales this year. So this is a kind of a tradition that is almost hanging by a thread in Balaramapuram. He says that not many youngsters want to come to the profession because of the low wages and very hard work.
As a result of the loss caused by the lockdown, most weavers have turned to copper-plated threads which are much cheaper. A Kerala saree with a 3 to 4 inch cassava would cost around Rs 25,000, but with second quality cassava, the price would come tumbling to Rs 4,000 or even less. While the sheen and luster of the real cassava lasts forever and can be sold for its weight, the others lose the shine after a few years. The weavers of 26 weaving cooperatives here weave set mundu with kara, dhothis, and materials for school uniforms. %90 of the weavers here are women, and only 350 weavers are working now as against 1,000 in 2019. Even though the weavers here in Balaramapuram have faced huge losses due to the pandemic, they are very hopeful that, with a helping hand, they will be able to revive the glory of their legacy soon.